Buckle up. Palantir Technologies has been on one heck of a roller coaster lately. After rocketing sky high on an AI-fueled surge, the stock took a tumble, slipping over 13% on May 6, 2025. What happened? In short, Palantir turned in a good but not insanely great quarter, and Wall Street was already expecting fireworks. Investors had driven Palantir up roughly 63% heading into the earnings report, so even a solid beat wasn't enough to keep the momentum. As one analyst bluntly put it, the only thing that's higher than the results reported were expectations. In other words, people wanted a rocket launch, but got a respectable engine. Don't panic, though. Focusing only on stock swings misses the bigger picture. Underneath the drama, Palantir's fundamentals are rock solid. The company's Q1 2025 results showed 39% revenue growth year-over-year, to about $883.9 million, topping estimates. Its U.S. government sales, the bread and butter for years, jumped 45%. On the profit front, things look even better. Operating income soared 73%, to roughly $391 million, and free cash flow more than doubled, about $304 million. The cash stash is massive, over $5 billion on hand, and management actually raised full-year guidance after the quarter. In short, Palantir is collecting cash, beating targets, and redefining efficiency. It boasts a Rule of 40 score in the 80s, meaning growth plus profit comfortably exceed 40%, revenue up 39% to $884 million, beat $863 million estimate. U.S. government sales up 45%, warfare and intelligence spending is strong. Operating income plus 73%, $391 million, and free cash flow doubled, $304 million, huge cash balance, $5.2 billion, and raised 2025 guidance to $3.9 billion sales. These numbers show business momentum. Many analysts note that Palantir is no longer just a defense or intel contractor, it's rapidly taking off in the private sector. Its software, called Gotham for Government, Foundry for Enterprise, and the newer AIP platform for AI workflows, is now being used across industries. For example, Reuters reports Palantir's tools are widely used across U.S. commercial sectors such as healthcare, energy, and automotive. Think of hospital chains optimizing patient flow, energy companies analyzing power grids, and automakers streamlining factories. Those are all Palantir-style projects. The company even counts big banks and insurers as clients. In early May 2025, Palantir announced a partnership with Elon Musk's new AI firm xAI, alongside Guggenheim's TWG Global, to bring Palantir's analytics to Wall Street and the financial world. In short, Palantir is becoming an AI superstar for businesses, not just governments. All this industry diversification means Palantir isn't a one-trick pony. Even if one sector has a slowdown, like defense budgets being debated, other parts, like healthcare or finance, may compensate. In other words, a 13% stock swoon might grab headlines, but it's not a death knell for a business growing at 30 to 40% per year. We are downstream from value creation. What does that mean? It's a fancy way of saying Palantir only profits if its clients profit. Karp explains that when a company uses Palantir's software, especially its AI platform, the client gets more value out of their data than what they pay for. Palantir then takes a slice of that extra value. Essentially, the math works out so well for customers that Palantir shares in their success. When you use Palantir software, you will get demonstrably more value than what you're paying for, and you will share some of that value with Palantir. In practice, this means Palantir pitches itself less as a fixed cost license to install and more as a partnership. If the project succeeds, everyone, client and Palantir, wins. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you've commented, let's continue. But wait. If you are interested in stock news updates that might be relevant to your financial targets, join us and become a member for member-only videos. Find the link in the description section below. This philosophy shows up in the numbers. In the latest quarter, U.S. commercial revenue didn't just grow, it possibly tripled, about 71% year-over-year. That's a triple-digit percentage in real dollars. Karp himself was practically giddy on the earnings call, joking, "Palantir is on fire," while describing those results. And it's easy to see why he's excited. Each of those big deals, like one hospital chain going from pilot to a $26 million deal, or a bank quickly upping its contract after a successful test, means tangible ROI. In short, Palantir's growth is fueled by success stories. Another way Palantir stands out, it avoids the classic shelfware trap. Shelfware is industry speak for software you buy and then never actually use. Karp boasts that Palantir is not in the shelfware business. In plain English, if clients aren't actively using the software to generate value, Palantir doesn't just sit on it, the deal hasn't really worked. This forces Palantir to ensure deployments work, or it won't get paid. Many flashy AI vendors, and let's face it, some trendy startups, promise vague benefits like AI-powered disruption, but deliver little concrete ROI. Palantir's pitch is the opposite, measurable value or nothing. For example, executives of Palantir's clients often gush about results. Walgreens noted Palantir's AI-enabled end-to-end workflows in 4,000 stores and called the outcome unbelievable, streamlining what would have been 384 billion manual decisions per day. Those kinds of testimonials, often highlighted in earnings calls, show that Palantir's product actually changes business metrics. In other words, Palantir's strategy is, let's prove real ROI. It uses its own product, the so-called flywheel approach, to run sales and operations so that new customers see a living example of success. This is in stark contrast to many tech plays where hype outpaces results. You could imagine two AI companies. One calls a press conference and says, "Trust us, our AI will change your life." And then sends glossy brochures. Palantir says, "Here's a chart of how we've boosted company X's revenue by Y%, and charges fees based on achieving targets." And guess which one walks the talk? Palantir's model guarantees it only wins when its clients do. This client-first model might explain why even Wall Street skeptics are shifting their tune. A few months back, Palantir was a lightning rod for sell ratings and valuation complaints. But after a string of blowout quarters, the mood has brightened. Some of the biggest bulls now dream big, really big. Take Wedbush analyst Dan Ives. He publicly said Palantir could reach a $1 trillion market cap in 2 to 3 years. That's roughly a 4x jump from Palantir's market value of around $250 to $300 billion in early 2025. Ives isn't alone. CNBC noted a few weeks ago that Wall Street is suddenly peppered with $1T talk on Palantir. To put that in perspective, only a handful of companies, like Apple, Microsoft, and now Nvidia, have ever cleared the $3T mark. Are these trillion-dollar predictions wild? Maybe. But they reflect how many see Palantir's potential if everything goes right. This company has gone from a government niche to an enterprise data powerhouse, tapping into a multi-trillion-dollar AI wave. If Palantir's tech continuously delivers on those unbelievable outcomes, and it keeps locking in Fortune 500s at double-digit percentages annually, the growth could be enormous. Remember that Nvidia was once just a graphics chip maker, now it's the world's second company to pass $3 trillion on AI hype. Palantir could be the data brains counterpart, potentially scaling huge if AI keeps capturing imaginations. So what's the takeaway? Don't freak out over a 13% blip. Yes, Palantir is volatile. It was the S&P 500's top performer in 2024, up over 340%, and then rode that momentum into early 2025. Stocks with huge run-ups often wobble when they can't fully meet sky-high targets. It's like expecting 5 scoops of ice cream and only getting 3, you might be disappointed, but it's still dessert. The real question is longer term, is Palantir building something lasting? The evidence says yes. Strong profits, fat cash piles, and booming customer success don't vanish overnight. And with a business model literally tied to client wins, Palantir only has an incentive to help its users do better and better. In short, stock swings are flashy, but Palantir's story is deeper. It's an AI or data software company increasingly winning in private industry as well as government. Its CEO Alex Karp boils it down: Palantir profits only when clients profit. The recent earnings, despite the investor-chasing headwinds, showed massive growth under the hood. Think plus 39% revenue, 71% US commercial, 45% government. That's the kind of performance that suggests Palantir might just continue to rock, maybe not to $1 trillion overnight, but certainly as a major force in tech. It's our privilege that God, the creator of heaven and earth, will bless us abundantly, make us the head and not the tail if we love him and obey his commandments. Please acknowledge him in your plans and he will direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Want more information? Please check the description section. Also again, if you are interested in more relevant stock news updates, consider becoming a member. Link in the description section. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps to build wealth. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you highly motivate me to continue bringing to you educative and transformative videos every week. Do not miss out on our future videos full of knowledge and wisdom. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today, your support is appreciated so much. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Thank you, see you in the next video by God's grace. We love you, and blessings to you.